Hey there, friend. Welcome back to English Bloom, the place where we let our English grow naturally, one thoughtful conversation at a time. I'm your host, Alex, and today we're diving into something that trips up so many advanced learners, even when your grammar is solid and your vocabulary is impressive. Have you ever been in the middle of a conversation, a meeting, or even just chatting with a friend, and suddenly your mind goes blank? You know exactly what you want to say, but the words feel like they're playing hide and seek. You start searching, hesitating, maybe throwing in a few or to buy time. And by the time the right word arrives, the moment has passed. Yeah, I've been there, more times than I'd like to admit. That frustrating pause where fluency slips away. But here's the good news. You can train yourself to speak more smoothly with far less frantic word searching, not by memorizing endless lists, but by changing how your brain handles English. If you're a B1 or B2 learner tuning in, professionals juggling meetings, students dreaming of confident presentations, or enthusiasts who just love the language, stick around. Today, we're exploring practical, thoughtful ways to make your spoken English flow more naturally. Let's bloom together. So, first, let's be real with each other. Why does this happen even at advanced levels? Well, most of us learned English by translating in our heads. We hear or think something in our native language, then quickly convert it word by word into English. That mental gymnastics takes time. When the conversation speeds up or nerves kick in, the translation machine stalls, and boom, hesitation. On the other hand, native speakers don't usually build sentences brick by brick. They reach for ready-made chunks of language, groups of words that naturally go together. It's like having pre-assembled puzzle pieces instead of sorting through the whole box every time. Imagine building a house. If you have to cut and measure every single plank on the spot, construction is slow and stressful. But if you have panels and modules ready, the work flows. Speaking fluently is similar. I remember early in my own language adventures, even now sometimes, I'd freeze trying to find the perfect word. One time during a podcast interview, I completely blanked on a simple term. My face went red, and I laughed it off by saying, my brain just decided to take an unscheduled coffee break. The host loved it. Vulnerability can be disarming, right? But still, I wanted better tools. The big picture shift? Move from word-by-word thinking to phrase thinking. That's our foundation today. Here's one of the most powerful tips. Stop learning isolated vocabulary. Start collecting lexical chunks, collocations, phrasal verbs, fixed expressions, and even short functional phrases. For example, instead of just learning the word opportunity, learn chunks like seize an opportunity, a golden opportunity, or miss out on a rare opportunity. When the moment comes, these phrases roll off the tongue more easily because your brain has stored them as one unit. Let me give you a few practical examples you can use right away. Instead of searching for words to describe weather, it's pouring with rain, or the rain is coming down in buckets. That's an idiom meaning heavy rain. Vivid, isn't it? For opinions, as far as I'm concerned, or if you ask me, these buy you a smooth start without hesitation. Phrasal verbs in action. I'm looking forward to. We need to sort this out. Things are really picking up at work. If you're listening and thinking, Alex, how do I actually practice this? Here's a simple routine. Every day, pick a short article or podcast transcript, something at your level or slightly above. Highlight 5 to 8 natural chunks. Write them down with a full example sentence. Then speak those sentences aloud 3 times each, as if you're telling a friend. Over time, your brain starts retrieving these chunks automatically. Less searching, more flowing. I love this part because it feels like a shortcut that actually works. Building on that, the next level is training yourself to think in English, at least for everyday topics. This sounds intimidating, but start small. Describe your surroundings in your head in English as you go about the day. Not perfectly, just naturally. The traffic is heavier than usual this morning. I should have left earlier. Or while making coffee, this brew turned out stronger than I expected. At first, you might slip back into translation. That's okay. Gently bring yourself back. Use pictures and images in your mind instead of your native word. See the object or action, then connect it directly to the English. Another trick, use monolingual definitions when you learn new words. Instead of translating to your language, read the English explanation. For hesitate, something like to pause before doing something because you're not sure. Feel the meaning in English. I tried this during a trip last year. I forced myself to narrate my experiences silently in English. The bustling market, the spicy street food that made my eyes water. By the end of the week, my spoken stories came out much smoother when I shared them with travel companions. It wasn't perfect, but the searching happened less often. What if you get stuck mid-sentence? Embrace the pause. Seriously, a thoughtful silence sounds way more confident than filling the air with, like. Native speakers pause too. It gives weight to what comes next. This one might surprise you. Sometimes speaking a little slower actually helps you sound more fluent. When we rush because we're nervous about searching for words, we create more hesitation. Paradoxical, right? Slow down deliberately. Give your brain that extra half second to pull up the right chunk. Speak with intention, not speed. Pair this with replacing fillers. Instead of take a breath or a tiny pause. Record yourself talking about your day for 1 minute. Listen back and notice where you hesitate. Then redo it, consciously using pauses or discourse markers like, well, actually, on the other hand. Over time, those markers become natural bridges. They make you sound thoughtful, not stuck. Here's a fun what if for you. What if hesitation wasn't the enemy, but a signal that your brain is building stronger pathways? Every time you push through it, you're getting closer to automatic fluency.
Let's talk practice, the kind that sticks. Talk to yourself daily. Narrate routines. Argue both sides of a topic. Retell a news story. No one's judging. It's safe repetition. Shadowing. Listen to a short clip from a podcast or YouTube. Natural speed, not slowed down. Pause and repeat exactly. Intonation, rhythm, chunks. This trains your mouth and brain together. Find low-stakes speaking opportunities, language exchange apps, online clubs, or even commenting on videos in English. Start with written, then move to voice. Prepare flexible frameworks. For common situations, small talk, meetings, or presentations, have go-to chunks ready. That reminds me of, building on what you said, to wrap things up, and remember, perfection is the enemy of progress. If you forget a word, describe around it. You know, that thing you use the device for checking time, a watch. It keeps the conversation alive and shows real communication skill. I still do this sometimes. Last month in a work call, I blanked on a technical term and said, the software that helps us track, the one with all the colorful charts. Everyone nodded and we moved on. No big deal. That flexibility is part of fluent speaking too. All right, let's land this plane with some clear takeaways you can start using today. Shift from single words to chunks, collocations, phrasal verbs, and ready phrases. Train thinking in English through daily narration and images. Embrace pauses instead of fillers. Slow down to sound smoother. Practice actively, shadowing, self-talk, and real or low-pressure conversations. And be kind to yourself when you hesitate. Progress is rarely linear. Quick vocab highlight for our advanced listeners. Notice how we used lexical chunks, discourse markers, shadowing, and the idiom land this plane, meaning to finish a discussion successfully. Trips up means causes problems. Roll off the tongue, easy and natural to say. Now, here's a little challenge for you. This week, pick one chunk from today, maybe as far as I'm concerned, and use it in at least 3 different conversations or self-talk sessions. Then drop me a message or comment. How did it feel? Did the searching decrease even a little? If you enjoyed this episode, hit subscribe so you don't miss future blooms. Share your own English journey with us. Those stories keep me inspired. And tell a fellow learner about the show. Helping others grow is one of the best ways we grow ourselves. Thanks for spending this time with me. You're doing better than you think. Keep speaking, keep reflecting, and watch your English bloom beautifully. Until next time, this is Alex signing off. Take care and happy speaking.